What's up guys, welcome to another video. So before I start this video at all, I need you guys help, like seriously. So let me get this straight. I have this Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra 5G, look, has three lines for the screen, but works absolutely perfectly apart from that. There's barely a single scratch on this entire device, a couple of nicks on the frame, but for the rest, this thing is in incredible shape. Screen has been replaced because the screen was completely dead. This screen cost him only $40, so really not a bad deal. Screen is pretty much mint, apart from the lines, no scratches at all. So this thing has an FRP lock, and I've not been able to bypass this for the past week. I've been working on this phone for so long now for this person in school who would, well, I guess kind of just trades phones with me and gives me phones. Really nice guy. He wanted me to FRP bypass this, and I was like, damn, freaking Note 20 Ultra, how the frick did you get that? I've never held one of these, let alone used them. So yeah, I really want to get this to work, because this is an absolutely amazing phone. This phone is literally better than my main phone, but I just can't get it to budge. I've tried every tool on the computer. The FRP on this is triggered. It's not locked, it's triggered. That's the difference. Every tool that I've tried won't work. ADB will not turn on at all. It doesn't matter what tool I use. Um, I cannot get the FRP. I cannot get the ADB debugging to trigger. Like, you put it in MTP mode by putting in this code. Um, that puts it in MTP mode, and you can like get allow USB debugging prompt to like allow USB debugging. I cannot get that prompt. It doesn't matter which tool I use. It doesn't matter what I do. It doesn't matter which computer, cable, everything doesn't work. It doesn't trigger USB debugging. Nothing does. So I cannot do anything with this device. Yeah, I really want your help with this. It's updated to the absolute latest firmware, Android 13. Absolute latest update. I flashed on this. I've tried erasing the NAND with Odin. I've tried everything that I could think of, everything that I could come up with. I would really appreciate any hints in the comments, any help, even if it's like stuff that I've already tried. Please just let me know down in the comments if you know anything that I can do on Android 13 to bypass an FRP. I've tried so many tutorials now that I'm just honestly going to give this phone back, because as much as I'd love to use this device so much, it's just too much work. I cannot get this done. It just doesn't want to budge at all. So yeah, hope you can help me with that. If not, that's also okay. Hope you enjoyed the video for the rest as well. But if you can help me with this Note 20 Ultra, thank you so much. Any hint is appreciated to trying to bypass that FRP, because I really want to experience this phone. It looks gorgeous, super premium device that I've never used in my life. Last Samsung Galaxy Note that was ever made. I really want to experience this thing. I just want to use it very badly. So yeah, now that we got that out of the way, we can take a look at our main event. And one more disclaimer, I am recording on my Samsung Galaxy M53, which is my main device, instead of my Huawei P Smart 2019, which is the device I usually record on. I'm recording on this right now because I just want to make this video quickly and then just go on with my day. So, I was given by the same guy that gave me the Note 20. Well, it's not mine. The Note 20 isn't mine, but um, this device is. I could keep this one. Unlike the Note 20, I can't keep this one. This is a Samsung Galaxy S8. Not an S8 Plus, not a Note 8, just a normal S8 in the normal black color. Now look, the front is completely fine of this. I mean, yeah, there are a few cracks on there. There's quite a bit of damage in that corner right there. As you can see, the screen is almost peeling off on there. There's a nice crack right there. There's a hit right there, as you can see. And yeah, there's just overall a lot of damage on the screen, but the screen works completely fine. There are no dents, there are no spots, there are no black spots. Look, I can show you in the look. Yeah, like that's okay, right? For a free device, look at that. That's fine. There's no burn-in on the screen. There are no lines, there are no black spots, there's nothing. The screen is completely fine on this. And this thing looks okay until you look at the back. Yeah, this thing looks absolutely horrific on the back. The back glass is missing an entire chunk. The speaker is missing. Someone really, really liked the speaker. Yeah, look at that. They're like dents going through the fucking frame of the back glass, like the little. I think that's what makes the color, right? Yeah. Oh yeah, this glass is absolutely destroyed. There's no camera glass. The camera glass has been taken out. The camera lens glass has been taken out because it was so cracked you couldn't properly take pictures. So it can take pictures completely fine now. There's nothing wrong with that. It's also missing a screw. I think that's wait. Is there a screw that goes there? Yeah, it's missing a screw where the wireless charging pad is. But yeah, there is one more issue with this device, and that's the fingerprint scanner. Yeah, the fingerprint scanner does not work. It gives an error. I mean, the fingerprint scanner looks okay. As you can see in the reflection, there are a couple dents in it. But the ribbon cable is completely fine. The adhesive that puts the fingerprint scanner on the back glass is gone. That got lost. But I don't really care because I'm probably going to buy a new fingerprint scanner for this thing anyways because it doesn't work. When I tried to set up a fingerprint for this device, it just comes up with well that there's something wrong with it and that you need to restart your device, and it doesn't matter how many times you do that, it just will not work. And it also doesn't matter how many times you disconnect and reconnect that fingerprint scanner, it just will not work. So the fingerprint scanner is toast, the speaker is gone, but everything else on this Galaxy S8 works completely fine. Look, I can show you. I'm gonna get it out of that night mode so y'all can see a little bit better. There you go. Um, yeah, this is just a SMG 950F. This is just a normal Galaxy S8. Look, Android 9, One UI 1.0, completely up to date, by the way. Look, there are no updates on this thing. So yeah, unbelievably enough, this thing works completely fine. Even the 1440p display setting, everything works completely fine. I've already debloated this thing, well, sort of. No, I actually haven't debloated this device yet. All I've done is like disable bloatware and installed my own apps. This phone is great. I've never used an S8 in my life. I have used an S9 Plus, which I don't think I ever featured my S9 Plus on the channel. Well, it wasn't mine. It was actually of a friend of mine, but I ended up keeping the phone for a whole 2 months because I enjoyed it so much. It was such a great device. The only thing that really sucked was the battery life. The battery life was awful. And I know what you're asking me, but Ruben, the S9 Plus is pretty good phone battery life wise. It has 3500 milliamp hour battery, you know. It was on a custom ROM, so it should be okay. Dude, let me tell you, the battery health was at 68%. That's the worst battery health I've ever seen on a device, and I don't think this S8 is as bad as that. Nowhere near. Battery life. Talking about battery life on this is actually better than I expected. It's pretty okay, honestly, for just a random free device. I'm not complaining. It's better than the S9 Plus. The S9 Plus is awful. Say for example, just to give you an idea, the S9 Plus was a blue one with a really scratched up screen, sorry. But nothing else. No cracks, no dents, no black spots, lines, whatever. Completely well screen. Apart from some discoloration in the AMOLED, it was completely fine. Back glass was 100% good. In fact, the back glass was completely fine. It had almost no scratches on it. It was almost mint condition phone. It was always used in the case. So yeah, just giving you an idea how my S9 Plus was. To give you an idea on how awful the battery life was, if you're like me and you charge your phone to 80% to prolong the battery life or to prolong the the life of your battery, you would have to charge it 3 to 4 times from 20 to 80% if you want to get a full day out of it, which is absolutely awful. I can get a full day out of my phone with a single 85% charge, even if I use it really heavily. So yeah. This S8 is not that bad, despite having a tiny 300 milliamp hour, 3000 milliamp hour battery. It's a little bit laggy with this animation because it's set to 1440p. Um, oh yeah, this being One UI 1.0, it has that awful thing where if you scroll down, it still goes to all apps. I don't like that. I don't think anyone liked that, honestly. But yeah, this S8 Plus is completely fine. Really nice phone in my collection. My first phone, by the way, my dream phone, when I didn't have a phone at all, my dream phone was either a S8 Plus or an S7 Edge in gold. So yeah, I would have never had the money for that. I still don't have an S8 Plus. But honestly, the S8 Plus isn't that much better than the stock S8. Unlike the S9 Plus. With the S9 Plus, it does have serious advantages over the standard S9. Not just a bigger battery capacity, but it also has 2 gigs of extra RAM. Unless you have a really stupid low-end version. That one would have then had 4 gigs. But alright, my version had 6 gigs. Um, what else was better about the S9 Plus? Yeah, you get the bigger screen, of course. Um, like I said, better battery life, a bit extra camera. By the way, S9 Plus was the first Galaxy S to have secondary camera. I don't really remember what that was for. It was either periscope or it was an ultra wide. I think it was a periscope lens. Pretty sure, yeah. So yeah, this thing is not very different from what would have been my dream phone back then. Still 1440p. I mean, they back when this phone came out, Samsung wasn't really, making the Plus model a lot better over the stock. They were being fair back then. Now, the S24 Ultra is way better than a stock S24. And this was especially bad with the S22 series because the S22 had a 1080p display instead of like what 1440. Well, I don't know. It was either the S21 or the S22, the base model, because the S20 base model has a 1440p display, and it was either the S21 or the S22 that downgraded that to 1080p. And the stock S22, non plus, non ultra, just normal S22 also downgraded the battery again to a tiny 3000 milliamp hours, which is not too great on a S22. Honestly, on this S8, it's actually quite fine. The battery life, no idea what the capacity still is. I haven't done a health test on this yet. I still just want to use it, but considering how fast this thing charges, it's actually pretty well. It's actually pretty nice. This was also the first Samsung Galaxy S to introduce USB-C and fast charging. I don't think the S7 had fast charging, did it? Let me have a look. Actually, I was wrong. The S7, at least the Edge, does have 15-watt fast charging, but it's over micro USB, right? I never knew that, actually. Yeah, it is micro USB. I never knew micro USB could go over 10 watts. Interesting. I never knew that. I thought micro USB had a limit of 10 watts. Okay. Never knew that. Learned something today. Well, yeah, that's pretty much it. That is my Galaxy S8 now. I'm going to try and restore this thing. Things I'm going to do with this phone is, first of all, I'm going to throw a custom ROM on here, root it, maybe even overclock it, because the battery life will suck then, but the thermals are great on this. This thing doesn't get that warm. Unlike this Note 20 Ultra. This Note 20 Ultra gets really hot when you factory reset it, and when you just boot it up, it's also already warm. Like, this thing warms up incredibly fast. This S8, the only time this thing has gotten hot yet was when I was setting it up, when I was factory reset, which makes sense because then it has to load all of the stuff again. So yeah, that just goes to show that this thing was made in an age where quality was still a thing. Not that the Note 20 Ultra sucks. Absolutely not. It's amazing. In fact, I think it's one of Samsung's last actually good flagships. I honestly think the S21 Ultra was the last proper Samsung flagship, because the S22 Ultra had that Exynos fiasco where the Exynos was actually way slower than the Qualcomm. I think it was way more significant on that, to the point where people were actually buying USA models in non-USA countries because it was so bad. I think the battery life also sucked on the S22 Ultra, if I remember correctly. And yeah, it also had the RAM downgraded to 8 gigabytes on the stock model instead of 12. Which is something I really like about the S20 Ultra, that it has either 12 or 16 gigabytes of RAM, which is absolutely insane, even by today's standards. My phone only has 6 gigs of that stuff. So yeah, things I'm going to do, I'm going to custom ROM this thing, root it, maybe give it a few tweaks. I hope I can find like a cheap back glass panel on AliExpress or something that I can throw in here, because I don't really care about the glass quality. I'm going to really get a case for this thing anyways, because it's not comfortable to use this because of that glass. In fact, I've already kind of cut myself once with this, so it's really bad. I really need to get a case for this, and I absolutely will. I'll get that screw. I'll get a screw for that. I have my Galaxy A40 full parts. About my A40, lots of you don't know my Galaxy A40 because I made a video about it back in like August 2021, which is really long ago. Go watch that. But I have a Galaxy A40 that has a dead motherboard, or well, faulty-ish. It does work, but one of the chips, solder balls are broken on one of the chips, so you have to put a lot of pressure on the phone in order to it to function, otherwise it just doesn't work. So yeah, I'm going to salvage a screw to this, because you know, this wireless charging pad is just, it's loose, and I do want to use the wireless charging feature on this because I do have a wireless charger. I may get the battery replaced. The battery on this is like $25 new for a good quality one. Don't think it's going to be that hard to replace. I mean, it's an older Samsung, tiny 3000 milliamp hours. I do want to get a good quality one if I do get one. Fingerprint scanner, not sure if I'll replace that, honestly. I can just use swipe to unlock. This is a random phone in my collection. Why would I need really secure biometrics, really good security on here? Like, why? Yeah, in fact, I may as well completely remove this. At least I may as well snap the cable and just put it in here as like a decorative piece. But yeah, I don't think I'll replace the fingerprint scanner. I'll definitely get a speaker for this though. A speaker would cost me $8 including shipping, which is nothing. I'm absolutely going to get a speaker for this thing because, you know, that's something I just want. That's a part of a phone that you just kind of can't miss. Unlike a fingerprint scanner, you know, you can just stick with a pattern on it, or a pin, or just nothing in my case. So yeah, I will get a speaker for this, absolutely. I'll custom ROM it. I'll get a case for this. I'll get a speaker for this. I'll get that screw replaced. I'll search for, oh wow, oh god, that just broke even more. I'll get new back glass for this thing, at least a case. But you know, maybe a new back glass for this thing. Are there any shorts on here? No. I'll get a new case. I'll get a, you know, maybe a new back glass. But yeah, that's pretty much it. First things first, I'm absolutely going to get a case for this. After that, I'm probably going to get a speaker. But yeah, this thing is going to get a slight restoration. Don't think I'm going to replace the screen, considering that the screen works completely fine. There's nothing wrong with the screen apart from, you know, the insane amount of damage. But, you know, it's a free device. I didn't pay a single cent for this, you know. I'm not going to complain about that. This is a great phone to get for free. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed this video. I really hope you can help me out with that Note 20 Ultra, because I really want to get this thing to work. And I've tried everything I can. I don't want to spend any more time on it. I'm either going to give it back, or I'm going to keep it if I can, and then just wait for a new tutorial to pop up on YouTube, and I'll watch that and see if it works with this. Because, you know, this is the newest of the newest firmware, you know. There might just be a way out that I'm not seeing. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think about this destroyed but fully working S8. Almost fully. Like, comment, and subscribe. Have a great day, and see y'all later.